Purchase your tracks today.
Have you ever rode the King Ka at Six Flags Great Adventure? If you have, you might understand how it feels to hodl Bitcoin. Just recently, in 1 month, Bitcoin's price rose over $10,000, only to fall more than $10,000 the following month. A Twitterverse full of financial advisors all have their theories, but we here at Cointelegraph felt it was time for a more clinical approach. So what exactly are the factors influencing Bitcoin's price? Supply and demand. This factor is major. Nowadays, Bitcoin does not have any physical equivalent in the real world, so BTC are sold on exchanges. The main principle of economics says that if people buy a currency, its price rises, and if people sell the currency, its price falls. Bitcoin is no exception. That is how we found ourselves in a world of bulls and bears and whales. Oh my, total amount of Bitcoin holders. The total amount of Bitcoins is 21 million, but they are produced with time. Currently, there are more than 17 million Bitcoins, and more than 14 million people have Bitcoin wallets. This number is growing rapidly, and since the number of Bitcoins is fixed, the price will continue to rise. News and mass media. There's always a human factor involved, i.e. the way people can react to the news. This type of news has been dubbed FUD by the cryptocurrency community, which means fear, uncertainty, and doubt. When FUD hits, the price of Bitcoin inevitably takes a hit as well, as was seen this past January when news of Korean regulation hit the papers. Regulation. In the age of globalization, decisions in just one country can have an influence on the entire world, i.e. accepting Bitcoin as a means of payment in Japan. The greatest problem with predicting Bitcoin's price is that the factors which influence it are hard to predict. Because of this, we recommend that instead of trying to predict the whims of the world in the future, look backwards. Look at the financial crisis of 2008. Look at governments who keep a stranglehold on the poor and the hyperinflation that impacts countries all over the world. Look at the way money has been handled, manipulated, and abused over the past 100 years. If you do that, you'll stop worrying about Bitcoin's price and start being hopeful for how it will change the world.
Cointelegraph. Like, subscribe, and hodl.
Amber asks, could you explain Bitcoin to my mom? If so, how? I ask this because I want this video to exist for my mom and everyone like her who wants to understand the basics. All right. whether it's your mom, your dad, your grandpa, your kid, your nephew, your niece, or even your grandchild, and you need to explain Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency to somebody who is not technical. Let's see if I can do a good job about this. So, what is Bitcoin and what are cryptocurrencies? Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are a form of money invented recently and introduced on the internet. This is a form of money that only exists in a digital form, and it can be sent and received just like an email. Now, the advantage of that is that in many countries, people have very limited access to traditional financial institutions. But even in developed countries, traditional financial instruments like credit cards and checks and paper money are not suitable for our digital lifestyle. And so it's actually very difficult to use financial systems that were designed in the 1950s, like credit cards, online to do e-commerce. A lot of people suffer from identity theft, charged back transactions, stolen credit cards, being overcharged by vendors once they've given a credit card, and all of these problems and bureaucratic problems with traditional financial payments. One of the advantages of having a new digital currency that lives on the internet and operates entirely in digital form is that it is much more suited to our modern digital lifestyle. So doing things like making payments online is a lot safer, it's faster, and in many cases it's cheaper. When you make a payment with a credit card, you may not see the level of fees that is being charged because that gets charged to the merchant and not you. But inevitably, because of market economics, someone's going to pay for that fee, and what the merchants are going to do is pass that on to you in higher prices. So another advantage of using this new digital form of money is that you can save because the fees are lower for you, they're lower for the merchant. It's more secure, there's less opportunity for chargebacks and fraud. You